Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, not too loud, I hope. I get accused of being too loud a lot.
I see you changed your shirt, so did I.
I love it. Well, it would be nice. I always used to say I want a job where I just have a uniform. And I never did all the years I was in my career. And then I went to Ritchie Brothers. I had an outfit there. It's like black and black. And then I was at VS and I just made one like a black shirt with VS on it, black pants. It's like, I like this. Now I have to decide what to wear again sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, you know what, Janet, before we get going, we should remind our listeners so that they don't think we are old and we died, that we've taken a little bit of time off, and that time off was a planning time and a rejuvenation time because that's what we do. We rejuve when we're tired. And also in the next coming months until September,
Hmm.
we are only going to produce one Owning the Rewrite podcast a month because Anastasia is overwhelmed with her studies.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
good reminder. That's
Yeah.
that's an excellent reminder. And I'll put that on our page as well, just as a reminder for
Mm-hmm.
people to be like, hey, where did they go? Are they like just disappeared? I know
Mm-hmm.
they could be aliens. That could be what happened.
I wish. I want that so bad.
To be an alien?
Take me now. I want to experience something else. And so then I can come back and people can really think I'm batshit crazy.
Right? That would be cool, wouldn't it? We have the ability to do that. We have the ability to transcend. I think we should do an episode on that.
Mm-hmm. Remind me to
No,
tell you the story of the alien mom at my one school that I worked at.
okay. I can't wait for that one. I love it. Oh, well, hello, everybody. You're listening to Owning the Rewrite with Janet Little and Anastasia Jakara Boschman, trauma-informed coaches, badass authors, and voices that aren't afraid to name what many will avoid. If you're ready to rewrite your story, let's talk about the real shit. Now, I'm just going to say, I wish I would have had a piece of Carhartt to wear today.
You got to turn your sound down a little bit, please.
Oh my, see, there she goes. Okay, try better, 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 better,
Yes.
better. Okay. I wish I had Carhartt to wear today because we're doing a little Mike Holmes today. If you don't know who
Oh.
Mike Holmes is, Mike Holmes was had a TV show on HGTV, which I am obsessed with. And his motto was, everything's got to come down.
Hmm. I love Mike Holmes.
Yeah, me too. And he always did a good job of reconstructing, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Right. So today we're talking about deconstruction.
Oh.
Yes, deconstruction. And my subtitle is When a Reno Becomes a Demo.
Oh, I love a good demo.
Oh, I'm afraid of demos sometimes. Just let me tell you, we started a couple projects in our house since we've been back from Arizona. It's like it was only supposed to be a fix of taps. Now our bathroom is being remodeled downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on
It
someone to come fix it.
Once you unscrew one nut, it all has to change. And
Of
you're
this.
upstairs now. We got to tell people about that. You are up above ground in a
Oh,
new
yes.
office. I'm so excited for you.
Yes, back in Alberta, I moved my office from downstairs to upstairs. That was a reno more than a demo. But that's how the bathroom project got started with a simple set of new taps down there because I moved the spare room down there. So, yes, so the deconstruction, some people are going to listen, they're going to go, "Ah, they're going to talk about religion." It's like, well, you know what? It's going to probably come up, but this is not deconstruction. This the religious group does not own the word deconstruction. It gets used a lot. It gets used a lot by people who leave the church, but it also gets used a little bit gaslighting from the people in the church for the people who leave the church. But we're not talking about that because Anastasia and I are talking mostly about deconstruction of where we come from.
Hmm.
And I've come from some places. So we will get into those places as well.
Yes.
But deconstruction, so when you've grown up in dysfunction, neglect, abuse, you're taught that being loved means obedience, perform. You need to perform. Need to remain silent about the
Mhm.
abuse of whatever kind you lived in. You need to live in submission. Submission, that goes all over a lot of different communities that we come from. And understand how fear is used to control you. Like just pick one. Pick one of those. I'm sure that most of our listeners, our target audience, is going to be able to rattle off their own list of reasons, how they were brought up, what they grew up in. So yeah, let's use I love the Mike Holmes analogy because let's use this. So we leave home, we get out of that. And then we try and build a home. We build a house. And I don't know what your house looked like, but when I got out, if you're figuratively, not literally building a house, your kitchen's full of electricity where you can cut the air with a knife. Your bedroom might be like sitting in pins and needles waiting for the next attack.
Mhm.
Um, your living room might be waiting for the next manipulative move or action. It's like, how exactly are they going to get what they want from me now? I know it's coming. And
Mhm.
your bathtub might be filled with shame.
Yes, all of check, check,
Mm,
check, check, check. That
right?
is how I built my house.
Yeah.
My first house was built on all of those things.
hmm Yeah, many of mine were too. A couple marriages, a few rentals. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. And that's a house that no one really wants to live in. It's like it's a haunted house.
but it feels so much like home.
Hello, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Because it's comfortable. We learn to accept it. We know how to live in that, right? But who wants
Yeah.
to live in that house really? Because that was one of the reasons why I ran so early. As soon as I was done school, I left because I didn't want to live in that house. But we go and we kind of create the same thing. A house that my nervous system couldn't possibly have safety and peace in.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's the big irony of it. Like the thing that feels like safety and home is the worst possible thing for your regulation.
Totally can be, yeah.
Yeah,
Like drinking, you mean?
everything.
Farting it up, all those
Yeah,
things.
everything. Even like I remember when I was married with my first husband, we weren't even married yet, but we were just living together and we had had Jesse already. And I couldn't figure out why I always wanted to argue and fight with him. He was the most loving man. Never ever went to look for a problem, but if you brought a problem to him and you were being an asshole, he would let you know in not a very nice way. So I would try to fight with him about everything and he'd be like, I'm you're wackadoodle right now. I'm going over to my mom and dad's house. And I'd be like so mad about that. And I don't even know why I wanted to argue with him. The argument was not mine. It was a narrative that I had saw. I watched that play out
Yeah.
so many times growing up that I thought
hmm
that's what marriage is. That's what a
hmm
wife does.
hmm
She verbally abuses, picks a fight, throws things, blows up everything. You know, if there's no chaos, there should be chaos.
Yeah, there should be chaos. Look,
Yeah.
I just want a good fight. Just have a good fight with me. I
Hmm.
remember saying that to Gordon. It's like, why can't you just have a good fight with me?
Hmm.
He's
Hmm.
like, I don't want to fight. Like,
Yeah.
what are we fighting about? I
Yeah.
get it. I get it.
I
But
don't
that's the
fight
house,
anymore.
right?
Yeah.
That's the house we made. It's
Yep.
like, what's worth fighting over? Only the real game changer shit.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
The no
we've
no no negotiating pieces. Like this is
right,
my
right.
bottom line.
That's right. Yeah, and we've been so long on those with our spouses. It's like, no, no.
Hmm.
What's left I want, and I want a lot of. But yeah, that house is, and then we try and make the best of it. And so I remember I always wanted a house with lots of light because I thought that'll change it,
Hmm.
right? That'll change everything. Well, I had some really nice apartments and townhouses I lived in by myself because I wanted the light, bright place. But it didn't really do anything for me. I was trying to change things in small ways. I was trying to
The outside.
change everything that was, yeah, I was just, let's deal with the appearance, maybe a new
Yes.
hairstyle or
Yeah.
something like that. Right. And it's like, I don't want to get in too deep. I don't want to go into the deep shit. So we'll just like, you know, do a few things. I don't want to change my job. It's pretty good, but I get a new haircut and well, I could go hang out with some different people at a different place. That'll make things better. It doesn't. We can move into all the light-filled rooms and everything that we want, but it still doesn't hide what's in there, right? And I I my second husband, I married my family
Mm.
because he was so comfortable. He was comfortable, and my family will go, ah, they'll be aghast right now when they hear this. But it's like that's who I was. That's what I was used to.
Hmm. Yeah, I've learned now after doing a lot of inner work that when something feels familiar, that's actually a bad thing because I grew up in dysfunction.
Mhm.
And so I
Yeah,
I walk away if it feels like familiar or like if it takes me back to a place, a mindset of being younger and feeling like you're at home. It's like, yeah, but that was not a good place. So we're walking from this. Let's go
yeah.
find a different familiar.
Right. Right,
Yeah.
right. And so it's easy to get into different places, different communities,
Hmm.
some religious things. And last time you and I spoke, you used the word culture, and it just reminds me, it's like, do you know where the word culture comes? It comes from, well, cult is derived from it. So there's all of these different places that we can get into when we leave the place that traumatized us the most as kids. We get out and then we go to these places. It's like, well, you know what? These people are trained in the same things. They condition people sometimes the same way. They see my vulnerabilities. They know I'm looking for family. They know that I want to be liked by someone and accepted and go somewhere that I'm worthy. So they play on that. And there are places that do that. There are places that do that. I know I've joined them.
Hmm.
Gotten in, gotten out. Sometimes my hairdo got messed up. It was real easy though to get in and get out once you realize that that's part of the same house that you came from. It's part of the same house that you built when you got out. Now you're just going to a house that's similar to that.
Hmm.
So, because we're so conditioned in that, there are actual people that will take advantage of those situations and people like that. It's like, oh, they're the perfect people to recruit for my business, or the perfect people to recruit for my community, or the perfect people to recruit for my church. Because they're used to wanting acceptance and doing everything for free and anything to
Yeah.
be loved,
Oh, yeah.
right?
There's a
Hello.
lot of church groups out there that they seek out those people that are vulnerable the most and who just want to feel acceptance and a sense of family, and they seek them
Yeah,
out and they
right,
create this perfect environment of neglect and abuse. And
right.
unfortunately, those people don't see it as abuse until after they're back out of that. And they think, wow, they
Yeah.
wanted like 30% of my paycheck and they wanted me to, be quiet and not say what I thought and
Hmm.
follow
Hmm.
blindly and all that
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
nonsense.
yeah. And there's only a certain group in the church that have the gifts.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like,
the when Jesus speaks through them, talk the tongues. Like
yeah, well,
one
there's
time,
only,
you know what? One time my friend was struggling and I went over to visit with her and two people were there from her church. She had joined a new church. And these two people were people that we had grown up with. And all of a sudden they just threw their hands up and started. And I was like, what in the hell is First of all, I'm a Catholic and she's a Catholic. Put your damn hands down.
out
What
of
the hell is
nowhere.
that? And it was just kind of and then when they were finished, they were like, well, you wouldn't understand because this Jesus is speaking through us. I'm like, doesn't Jesus know English? Like what's happening? Like when Jesus speaks to me, he's speaking fluent English. Why are you gibbering?
Right.
So I went
Yeah.
to town
No.
on them.
Well, that's just freaky because those kind of things, people can believe what they want, but you just don't pull them out of a basket and start working magic without explaining to
Yeah.
people what you're doing or they already understand. But
Mm-hmm.
the same thing happens to us in a lot of different places that we go to. It's like, how exactly did I get in this? Right? And then we wake up and we go, what the hell? How did I get into this? How
Mm-hmm.
did I get into this? It's like, oh shit, now I have to do something about it. Now
Yeah.
I have to do something about it as an adult. I have to do something about it. And we wake up and it's like, the how did I get here? Right? And then we can go back and we can say, well, I came from this. I came from being conditioned. I came from being silenced. I came from a hierarchy where I had my place and only my place.
Yeah.
Right? And this person ran the household and only them, they're next to God, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I got here because I'm using all my old survival skills and I'm falling into the same places,
Mm-hmm.
right? Over and over and over again. And we have to ask ourselves the hard questions. Why do I keep performing for acceptance? And I did it in married life. I did it in not my now married life, but I did it like in entered marriages like that. I entered communities like that. I had friends like that. It's like I'm so good at performing for acceptance. You'll love me. Just give me time,
Mm-hmm.
right? Until it comes time to demo. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I have to demo my conditioning. I have to demo all of the beliefs and the survival skills and the coping in order to get out. Because I don't want to just fit in. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to fit in. I don't have to fit in. And then it becomes for me, it became like fit in or fuck off. It's like I'm gonna fuck off,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
I
then it's
yeah.
like demo,
Mm-hmm. There's nothing more powerful than getting out in the real world and then seeing a few different things, a few different ways of being, and then you look back and go, "Holy fuck.
right?
That was fuck that was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
That the way that we
Mm-hmm.
lived was just fucked up." And some
Mm-hmm.
people, that's why when you start healing and moving through and you start talking about it, makes people who are still fucked up really uncomfortable
It's
because
true.
they're like, we like this comfort. This is easier than doing the work. And
Mhm.
now there's something fucking wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm
Yeah,
fine. Everybody's fine here.
right. That's one of the big things about deconstructing, whether you're deconstructing from family, deconstructing from a different community,
Hmm.
even deconstructing from a long work environment. Because I know some people are in toxic work environments their whole career. Um, but it's whatever you're deconstructing, there's going to be consequences for it.
Hmm.
And there's going to be the consequences that you want, which is freedom, peace, and joy.
Hmm.
But there's also going to be consequences of you no longer fit here.
Yeah. You
And
know,
and if they don't evict you, you can even get evicted. I've been evicted before.
here's the thing that helped me when I was deconstructing. It was changing the idea of consequences to blessings because even if they are bad, they're still a blessing. Even if it's good, blessing.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes it takes a lot of time to find the value in it, though, doesn't it? Like
mm,
it's
yeah,
painful,
yeah, it's
but
good kind of pain.
it's
It's like
there.
push. It's like when you have a baby and they're like, push through the pain because you're gonna get this great thing at the end, and you're like, fuck off, like this is ripping me from head to toe. And then when you're done, you don't remember any of that pain. You just have this wonderful little thing, right? But that
Well,
was
yeah, yeah. And I don't have that. but I have my painful other
Mm-hmm.
experiences,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where I've been
Mm-hmm.
fetal on the couch. It's like, oh, my
Mm-hmm.
heart can't handle it even. Like my heart
Mm-hmm.
hurts, literally hurts. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, and now it's like, so glad. But yes, with deconstruction of any sort, whether it can even be a marriage. So people, I just want you to hear that as well, right? If you're in a marriage, getting out of a marriage, um, that whole not going back to the same habits again takes a demo, not just a reno. And so
Mm.
it's like Mike Holmes says, everything has to come down. Now, Gord laughed at me because I'm a bit dramatic. He goes, "You must have taken drama in school." I go, "Well, I did, but it's only gesture drama. I don't like to create drama, and I certainly can't stand being in drama." But he goes, "Well, maybe you should have been an author of sorts." And I go, "It's always a joke in our house. You should have been an author, right?" Because I'm telling him this analogy because he asked me the other day, what's deconstruction? So I'm telling him, and then I go, every room in that house has to be taken down to the studs. It has to be taken down to the studs, and the mold and the stench has to be examined and tested for humanity and reported honestly back to yourself. And that's really, it sounds crazy, and it is kind of crazy, but if you want a good analogy, that's it. The stench has to be taken right down to the studs.
Hmm. It's funny you should mention drama because I love me some drama. I'm good at creating drama. I'm I can create some chaos. And now I don't do it in my life anymore. I take the high road, but I still watch shows about drama, like housewives shows. Love
Oh,
watching them.
yeah. Oh, I
Love
love the
that. I
housewives
love that
too.
fucking train wreck. But my life used to be a series of train wrecks on the same track, and the train would just get back on and go full speed ahead and cause the same train wreck.
Yeah,
And that's part of that deconstructing of getting into a new train on a new track and not going full speed ahead, just going taking it stop by stop, destination by destination, and figuring out as you go along. Because that creation of drama is a train wreck, and it'll just sever your ability to see humanity, like you said.
right, right. And not just see humanity, but be part of the good part of humanity
Mm-hmm.
because of where we came from. It's like, no, I don't want to be part of that humanity. I don't want to be carrying on the generations of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, anyways, of course, he laughed at me because he says that's pretty dramatic. And I'm like, well, it's the best analogy I can come up with. Because to me, it's reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's reality. Any house that I lived in before, it's like, no, got to tear it down. And some I walked into and just walked out of
Yeah.
like marriages. It's like you need to deal with your shit.
Mm-hmm. I realized, speaking of houses, I realized when I started this journey of healing that one thing that I really love doing is tearing the whole fucking house down around me. I will systematically go about tearing down the house. And if you dare me, or if you try to stop me, watch me rip it down faster and harder. I'm going to go for broke. And it was something that had to work really hard at. Anastasia, get it, get it under control. You don't have to burn down every house you're in for the sake of winning, being right. And I learned that being
Mm,
safe and
mm,
being um, being who you are is better than being right. You don't have to be
yeah,
right all the time. And you don't have to go to every fight that you're invited to either. Because I would
yeah,
be like, come on. Like, oh, you want to fight? Let's fucking go. Because I'm good at this. Watch me excel. And you be crying. You're not going to. I used to say to people, you're not, well, we can go around, but you're not going to come out on the top of that. I'll tell you right now. And it was true. And so I realized that part of that had to go. if I wanted to be
Yes.
something different. And so I had to
Yes.
peel it off, and tiny little moments of awareness that, oh my God, this chest out pit bull is activated in me, and
Mhm.
I'll just take it back. Just curl it back. And that's
Yeah.
not easy when you've lived your life as a pit bull. Not
No, or
easy.
when you've had to fight for everything on your
Mm-hmm.
own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you've
Yeah.
had to fight for your worth and prove your worth and get worth and validation externally your whole entire life, your life becomes focused on that, gaining that.
Yeah.
So you do
Yeah.
all sorts of techniques to gain it.
Right. And it's funny because you talk about burning down the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about in deconstruction, sometimes you have to burn down the house, but in
Mm-hmm.
a different way, right? It's
Yeah.
not wreck the house and bring chaos. It's like you have to burn that whole house down. That bathroom of shame, that kitchen, that living room,
Mm-hmm.
it has to go. It's like for some of my friends, I have some friends who are so soft and kind-hearted. It's like sometimes I feel bad after I'm with them because it's like, was I too harsh?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then because I'm just a little more direct, right? But for them, they might have to do room by room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like I can torch the place and start over. And I've had to do that. And some of it's been my own choosing, and some of it has not been my own choosing. But for some people who aren't as, I'm going to say, didn't grow up as an aggressive a place as I did, and still carry that some of that because it's probably what I do. Just go room by room.
Mm-hmm.
Just start with the tub full of shame or whatever. And people go, well, how do I do that? How do I deconstruct? It's like, well, number one, you have to recognize that the place you're in right now, whether it's this shell of your body or your soul that is like craving healing, or whether it's a community that you don't belong in or a family that you have no business being in anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Until you realize that and become aware of it and are willing to change it, nothing's going to work.
Yeah. You know what? I love work. When I go into a workplace, I love the first person, when I'll always start with saying something really controversial. And the first person who sticks their chest out, I'm like, I'm going to work with you because you're Anastasia. I can see the pit bull coming out. And
Mm-hmm,
so I'll ramp them up quietly, and I'll let all the ugly come out, because after the ugly comes out, there's no place else to go but awareness.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
You're
yeah, in a
the
personal level too.
everything is off, and you see who that you're working with, and they can see it too, because they begin to realize I'm a little different than how everybody else is acting. And so it's a place to start from. And so I always look for the people who struggled in the same way that I did. And I start there with building the awareness for them, because sometimes they
Yeah,
just need someone to build the awareness for them.
right, right. And for those of us who are in growth mode, which is all of our listeners, it's like you might be stuck in this place. It's like, what is your awareness that deconstruction, either reno or demo is needed? It's like, well,
Hmm.
you're aware of it. Your
Yeah.
awareness, number one.
Well, you know
As
what?
soon as you think it and start researching it, you're onto it.
Yeah. And sometimes when I'm in that situation, Janet, I'll totally get the pit bull will come out in me too. And I'll be like, man, yeah, especially if they go after somebody at the table,
Oh, yeah,
who
yeah.
represents someone that wronged me. I'm like, yeah, get it. Get it. Let's get Nancy. And then I have to check that and go, oh, and then when I'm done that work, I'll come home and I'll think, okay, there's a little bit more work I need to do there,
Yeah,
because that
right? Yes.
activated way too quickly for me, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm activated by people going after other people in a room that I'm in. It's like, whoa, 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 stop. Because
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I'll stand up to you, pick me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pick them. And I've been known for that in a couple of places. Some places let me come back. But but I'm the same way. It's like, don't be the bully in the room, because if you're going to bully them, then you're going to have to bully me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I get that. Yeah. It's like it's our old leftover stuff, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
survivalist. And that's where a lot of the deconstruction comes from. And I've seen, well, let's just go there because we're talking about deconstructing a family here. And I always get upset because I hear people and they go, oh, deconstruction comes from religion. It's like, no, it doesn't. People, you don't own it. But in the same token, there's a lot of deconstruction goes on in religion, again, because
Mm-hmm.
it's it's everybody has their place, everybody does their thing, everybody gives for free, all of these things, and they're taken advantage of in a lot of places. And I'm not saying every place, because I know there are some good, beautiful places of worship that are real, but whatever it is, the truth for us is it's really never too late to get out. One of the things that I see a lot of is people are so comfortable in a place and they'll talk to me about it and they want to get out, but they don't make the move.
Hmm. Yeah, but they are making the move by talking about it.
But they stay like for years.
Yeah,
I think
but the
it's
move,
just
but the move is there.
yeah, well, the awareness is there for sure. Yeah, you
It's
can't
just a
change what you
slow
don't
movement.
acknowledge, right?
It's a
Yeah,
slow drip.
good point. Good point. So that becomes more reno, little pieces at a time, than a
Mm-hmm.
whole demo, because you don't have to demo everything. You can just reno a little bit so it works,
Yeah, my
or
hus. Yeah,
work around the things that don't work for you and look at them from your own beliefs rather than the belief of whoever's the hierarchy.
yeah. I have had lots of conversations with my husband because I get frustrated, especially with people who I would really love them to get on, do the inner work because I've done the inner work. And so that, and I just, it's hard for me to have relationships or conversations with those people because it's a go nowhere situation because they're expecting the pit bull to come out in me and I'm expecting them to accept that I'm no longer that pit bull. And so there's a disconnect, a major disconnect.
Mm,
And
mhm,
so
mhm.
I'll say, well, like, Jesus, like if she just did the work, like we could have such a great relationship. And my husband will say, that's not your journey. It's not even your place to comment on that journey. You can't lead a horse to water. You can't even make them drink. And that's
Yeah,
not for
yeah.
you to even comment on. And
Mhm.
he's right,
Yeah.
right?
Well, we can comment on it. We just did.
Well, I think if I comment on it, then there's a level of judgment there.
I hear you.
And the
Hey,
judgment is a barrier for that slow drip.
well, I hear you, but I'm working on my judgment a little tiny bit, but it's not high on my priority
Fuck
list.
you.
I'm
You are
just being
not. You
honest.
are fucking not. You're judging my room right now. I can tell.
Said a little bit. I love your room. I just want to know the titles of your books back there. So deconstruction. So I just want to say that again, and I can't express enough that as part of deconstruction is professional support, not just your friend who agrees with everything that you say, and
Mm-hmm.
not just somebody who's been through it, but somebody who's a professional, somebody who's an expert, somebody who's trained in. They can coach you through it. They
Mm.
can they can reiki you through it. They can gently take you through these things and help you realize while you're doing it that you are perfect in every way. And that all the things that are coming against you as you are deconstructing, which will mostly be people and spirits and souls are going to come against you as soon as you do it, as soon as you make a move, that you're perfect just the way you are. Like, don't
Mm-hmm.
let them get to you because this is your journey. Just like you said, this is your journey. It's not about them. But some of them are going to do their best to claw you back in because
Mm-hmm.
they had you where they wanted you. You were the giver. You were the do all. You were the take care of problems. And so when you stop playing those roles, you can be excommunicated.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of brings me to one of my questions is, and Anastasia, I know you and I have talked about this a lot. You can answer it however you want, but I really want our followers to think about this is like, do I need to redefine family once I've deconstructed my own? And if I do redefine family, what does it look like?
I,
And it
I, you go first.
Well, it's a really tough question. It's a really tough question because I did have to redefine family because when I told my story, my family didn't stand behind me. They all acted like, oh, they all talked about the book and they all talked about me, but nobody wanted to talk to me about the book. They just, rather than that, they just avoid me like the plague. Silent treatment, you name it. Um, I had to redefine family because I had a belief that family stood behind you no matter what happened, and that family loved you unconditionally. And yeah, I'm super happy for you people that have families like that. But mine wasn't. So I had to redefine my family. So my family is now chosen family, family who want to reciprocate, support, encouragement, love, just love me for who I am, where I am. And I do the same. For me, redefining family meant it's not all biological. We don't all have to come from the same DNA to be family. And I used to believe that. And so then when I started redefining it and finding people in my life who were that already, I'd be like, oh, and people would call me, hey, sister. It's like, I'm not your sister. I don't want to be responsible for you. It was really hard for me. It's like, oh, I want you to be my big sister. It's like, no, I don't want to be responsible for anybody. I've been responsible for the family my whole life, right? So I've had to redefine even the people, but it's like, yeah, it was a really big deal. Redefine family. Family to me now is not always biological.
Hmm. I see it quite differently. I didn't have to redefine family. I always had a foundational piece of what a family should be: support, caring, acceptance, backup. I just redefined the players
Yeah,
and found new
yes.
players. So I always knew that what I was living in was not right. And I knew what I wanted family to be. And so then I just went out and found people to fit into that idea of family. And it's really tough when you bring up family because um, now when I'm near a family unit of any kind, friends, family, anybody, and I go into their home and it becomes dysfunctional, I am just kind of like overwhelmed emotionally. And inside there's just turmoil,
Mhm.
just firing, rapid firing, and it's not safe. And I get like trauma responses. My hands go wet. I get a sore stomach. I'm going to vomit. I get a little dizzy. It's the same thing I felt like when you're in that dysfunctional home and every fight feels like your parents are going to kill each other or divorce. And that is really real. And you're 6 years old and there's nobody to tell you it's going to be okay. That's the same feeling I get when I go into those houses. And so then I have to come out of there and think, why am I going into those houses? Why am I placing myself in that? And so for me, that's the redefinition. Like
Got you.
that
Hmm.
coming to, I'm not going there anymore
Hmm.
because it's not okay for me.
Yeah.
I can't just put a mask on and pretend this isn't happening. And it's kind of like I'm not going to sit here and watch you guys be so sarcastic and demeaning to one another. This is not okay. This is not healthy. And it's having a physical toll on me. And when I leave those places, I'm exhausted.
Hmm.
Like I need to
Yes.
curl up on the couch like it's
Hmm.
raining out and you know you get that you need the comfy warm feeling. And my husband knows me really well, and when we leave those places he'll just say, he used to say, "Do you need a hug?" And I one day I just lost it on him. It's like, "Stop asking me that. Do I look like I fucking need a hug? Give me a hug." And so now he'll just embrace, right? He'll just
Oh,
come up
yeah.
behind me and embrace and just be
Hmm.
like, "You're okay. It's okay." And it sounds funny. It sounds weird, but
No.
it's real. Like it just
Yeah.
makes me feel safe. And then it's kind
Hmm.
of like, okay, that's no longer my unit. I don't have to be part of that. But it has
Yes.
stopped me from going near those units because I I don't invite them to my home. Man, if you were dysfunctional, you are
Hmm.
not. This is
Hmm.
like you said, it's a sacred space.
Yeah.
Those gates there, they're locked for a reason.
Mhm.
You're not coming in. You're not coming bringing your shit in here.
Oh, I love
Do
it. You even
not.
have gates. Yeah, I love it. You
I
even have
have gates.
gates.
But I have in the past had, like in the recent past, something in me said, just give it another try.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
invited that into my house. And it was, I just, at one point, I was in my laundry room hiding, pretending to sort through some things I might need in the kitchen. And my husband said, came and said, are you okay? And I said, I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm about to throat punch all of these people and kick them off of my part of the world
Hmm.
for good.
Hmm.
And he was like, yeah, maybe you should just fold this laundry for a bit and just not come. And as he's leaving, he's like, we have these pocket doors and he's like sliding. So he's all I can see is his sliding. So it's like this. And I'm
Now you
like,
see me now, you know.
I thought I was better than this. I thought I had this under in perspective and okay. But it's that's another little moment. I need to just deconstruct that some more. Right?
Right, right. And I hear so many people say, oh, when you get dysregulated like that's something you need to work on. You know what? I disagree with that. I
Mm,
disagree with that and what you just said, because some places we do need to work on some things, but really we need to work on not being in those damn places anymore.
yeah.
And I went back
Yes.
and I went back and I went back and I went back for decades, Anastasia, and
Mhm.
same thing. I'd be sick for days after.
Yeah, because we're told that you should be part of your family regardless. That's your family. So you put up with all these little things and then it's just kind of like,
And then you
no.
realize you're the only one doing anything to make it better.
Yeah. Like I
Like
realized that when
nobody
I went,
else cared.
yeah, when I went to see my mom, she was dying and I had kind of no contact with my mom for a little bit here and there in our lives. We're kind of the same kind of person. So it's tough, right? And so my mom was kind of getting to she was probably 6 months away from when she passed. And I went to visit her, and one sister was there, and she was just cantankerous. She did not want me there. And I sat in a chair so that my mom was on the couch and my other sister was on the other couch. And I realized really quickly that I was not safe inside and I was going through it inside, but I was masking so that I did not want them to see that this was affecting me because then it just gets worse because I'm the scapegoat in that family unit. And so all I could all I could think about was kind of like I'm dissociating, I'm disconnecting right now because that's the only place I can go. And they kept
Mhm.
trying to pull me in. You know
Mhm.
that famous Godfather, they just try to pull me back in. And that pull me back to that dysfunction. And I'll tell you, there were points that I was kind of like, oh, let me fucking engage because you're both going to start crying in a few minutes here. And realizing that that dysfunction is not who I am anymore was part of a whole deconstruction right
Yes.
there, right?
Yes. Right.
And saying, no, I'm not. This is not going to affect me. This is what it is. I am not that way anymore. No matter what you throw at me, go ahead, throw it at me.
Hmm.
I'm here because I have respect for you, even though you did all those things to me.
Hmm.
The right thing to do is to come and say goodbye.
Yeah, the right thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
You were where the right thing for you was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The
And
big thing is not take the bait, right?
yes.
It's like they throw the rod out. It's like, oh, I'm going to take the bait again because,
Yeah.
okay,
But
well, I'll be the nice
I
one.
wanted to take the bait. Like
Yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
girl disassociated, but I was also fat girl and there was a chocolate cupcake in front of me and I'll fucking eat that all day long. I'll take that bait. let's go.
Chocolate cupcakes. I'm writing that down. I love it. Yeah, well, that's the whole thing is we keep going back to those things, and then when we realize that we can't do it anymore, you still sometimes have to enter the space. You
Mm-hmm.
have to enter the space, but it doesn't affect you in the same way anymore. And if it does, so like getting back to where it's like you don't need to change something, you just need to not go back to the spaces. But there are times like you said where you needed to go back to that space,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
With the people where there could be old coping skills and family functioning of different
Mm-hmm.
sorts around your mom's, sickness
Mm-hmm.
and passing. And there are those times, but it's like our everyday life, we just don't need to put ourselves in those places anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep on doing it until we actually deconstruct where we came from. And part of deconstruction is actually accepting where we came from, accepting the places that we entered because of that, and taking responsibility for the places after that.
Mm-hmm.
We can't take responsibility for the kid life, but we can take responsibility after we leave to those places that we went. And it's easy to get sucked into them. But then when we realize it's like the same thing's happening, why can't I trust? Let me name the names. Let me name the actions. Let me name the people's names. Um, I have to decide what I'm going to accept and not accept. But part of that deconstruction is such deep truth to self about our role and how we keep playing into it. It's painful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's painful. And sometimes it's like I have to say it out loud, even, or I have to write it. It's so painful.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why did you keep going back? Because I thought I could make it better and I thought they'd love me.
Yeah.
Not so, sister.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have to grieve it. I have to grieve what wasn't, which I thought I could, which I thought was good, or I could make happen. I have to grieve it. And then I have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all part of deconstruction. And there isn't one part of that that's easy.
Yeah. I always, yeah, it's none of it is easy. And I always think this is such an individual journey and not everybody understands that. They all think they need to fucking weigh in. I'll share, I did not go to my mother's funeral because number one, she didn't want a funeral. My sister threw her a funeral because she
Mm,
wanted that for herself.
mhm,
And my mother always has said she doesn't want a funeral. So I did not go for that reason, and also because I didn't feel like I could fake it.
mhm,
I did not, I would have lost my shit for the first person who stood up and said, what a wonderful fucking person she was. I would have gotten, I'll speak next, and I would have went up there. I had my whole speech planned in my head. I would say, my mother did not mince words. She told it like it was. So allow me in the same idea to tell you how it fucking was. And then nobody would have liked me even more. But once a scapegoat, always a scapegoat. So I said to my
mhm,
husband, I
mhm.
cannot go because I cannot, it will not be good for
Yes.
anybody. So I
Yes.
didn't go. And people, when they heard that I wasn't going, would call me. Some people that I considered at that time my good friends, I don't anymore. And they would say, I'm so like, you're really going to regret it if you don't go. And I said, I'm not going to regret it. I said goodbye to my mother in palliative care. I don't need to go to a funeral that she didn't want and look at people who are assholes. But one person in particular kept texting me, and I think she meant well. And she would say things like, I know this is a really hard decision for you. This must be really weighing on you. And she would just every day, every day, every day. This is a person who always tries to convince you to do what she thinks that you should do. And I've kind of outgrown that, right? And so my last remark to her was, it's not a hard decision. What is really hard is all the people that keep fucking weighing in with
Mhm,
unsolicited advice
mhm,
about my decision.
mhm.
and then it was silence, right? I had made my
That,
point. But
oh,
that's what, because people weigh in, and you can't weigh in because you put up a barrier for people to deconstruct. What people know what they need to do for themselves at that time, at that moment, and it may not make sense to anyone else, and it doesn't have to.
wow, Anastasia, that's the whole summary of deconstructions. Mind your own effing business when somebody's
Sorry,
doing it.
did I skip to the last question?
No, no, not at all. But I mean, that's so poignant,
Yeah,
what you just said.
yeah.
It's like everybody knows what they need to do. Let them do it. It's their
Mm-hmm.
journey.
Mm-hmm.
And stop gaslighting them and stop doing all these other things, saying, "Oh, you didn't pray enough. Oh, but that's your family. Oh, shut the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
don't know what the Spirit's telling me, sister.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll tell you what the Spirit
Yeah.
wants me to tell you."
Yeah. So the best thing you can do for someone who you realize is changing and deconstructing and becoming something they want to become, which is really hard work. The best thing that you can do, the only thing that you should do is just hold space quietly alongside of them so that they know that you're there for
Mhm,
support, but
mhm.
not to offer any fucking advice or any comment or any judgment, because that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
It
unless you're
feels like,
asked.
yeah,
Yeah, unless
shut,
you're asked to weigh in.
just shut up. I always try to do that. Like when my friends say, this is really hard and I don't know what to do next. And I said, you're not supposed to know what to do next. So I'll just sit
That's
here.
right.
If you
Yeah.
want something from me, you got it.
Mhm, mhm.
You let
Yeah.
me know.
Yeah. What am I supposed to say? Well, whatever you want or
Hmm.
not.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's so it's such a huge project, deconstruction is, and that's why it's we're just only touching the surface today. But part of it is like for me, I just listed some of the things that it's like do the work, do the work. Like for me, I had to unlearn performance for love. I have a list. Unlearn performance for love. Unlearn silence above truth.
Hmm.
Unlearn not talking about difficult things. Unlearn I'm not good enough for them. No, you are good enough. They just aren't your people,
Hmm.
right? And that fits into so many categories that we find ourselves in life, so many institutions, communities, groups, family, and learn how to show up and be present. And
Hmm.
learn how to be real. Learn to be honest with self.
Hmm.
That's the biggest thing. That's hard. That's hard because we got to face these hard things about ourselves. It's like, oh yeah, I guess yeah, I'm not good enough. Why do I keep doing that? Because I think they've changed their mind about me. They really should love me. What is it that's
Yeah.
unlovable? Why don't they love me? Why aren't they kind to me? Why aren't I the golden child? Why am
Mhm.
I the scapegoat? Why, if I tell the truth, am I punished?
Mhm. It's really all deconstructive for me. Deconstructivism for me is really just a series of events for unlearning
Oh,
all the
yes.
shit that you formed in formative years.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Mike says, it's all going to come down. It
Yeah.
just does.
Yeah.
It just does, right? It
I
just does.
That's what I love about being a coach, because it's
Mhm.
total deconstruct. Like I'll give you an example. I'm working with this fellow right now, and he is like a leader he's a mid-level leader, and he is very intense and very this is the way it is. And we've done about 5 or 6 sessions, and that's about the point for me where I start to make some movement with these people. They start to really trust and really go
Mhm.
deeper. And the last session I had with him was really taxing on him. He was really starting to go
Mm.
into his belief system, and really, like, he would say, well, isn't that's the way it's supposed to be? Or is it? And he'd put that head up, and I'm like,
Oh,
yes. And then he
yeah.
started into this, he got really worried about it. And he started into this, well, this is kind of what I think, but you're probably going to say this. And he'd rattle off something that he thought I was going to say. And I never had said anything but a
Yeah.
question, the questions, like I
Mhm.
don't give advice, right? And
Mhm.
so I let him, and he kept, that's how he was talking himself through it. So I just let him go. And
Mhm.
then at the end, I kind of smiled and I said, you sure know what I'm going to say next without me saying anything at all. What's that
Mhm.
about?
Mm.
And he was like, yeah, like I don't think you know this, but sometimes when I'm like driving or I'm in the shower, it's kind of like, and I don't put you on the same plateau, but I have this Anastasia voice asking me questions as I'm going along. And I
Mhm.
kind of smiled and I said, that's just you.
Mhm.
That's just
Yeah.
you getting into the idea of unlearning and tearing down. You're starting to ask yourself those questions. That's
Yes.
fantastic. Like,
We're so used to be told what to do, right? It's like we know what to do.
yeah. And there's
I
when those
love that.
some of those people are
Mm.
like out in the world, they're very intense and they're really focused. And this is how it is. There's only one way. And
Mhm.
that's it's gotten me success so far. And that so I got to
Mhm.
stick to it. And when you start to get them to deconstruct and that it becomes an inner conversation in their own mind, it just
Yeah.
blows them away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I could
love
sense
that.
the breakthrough in
Yeah.
that. It's like I'm so happy for him. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you came to the right place.
Yeah. So I became a coach because I started doing the work as a coach, as a client. And then I learned how to be a coach and I'm still learning how to be a coach. But
Yeah.
I do it because of that moment,
Yeah,
right?
the
It's kind of like,
moments of
yeah,
revelation,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I'll
Oh, I
take it
have to do
anyway.
something different.
Yeah.
Right? Or that belief I had was
Yeah,
like,
when
go
they
ahead.
look to the side and then go, hmm, I'm like, yes, give me more. Give it. I'm like an addict. Give me more. Give me
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next shot of Oxycontin.
My life is flashing before my eyes, and I realized it's been me all along.
Yeah, it's you in the middle of that paper on the treadmill.
Mhm.
Holy fuck, this is a me job.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
yeah, that's huge. It is a me job. It so is a me job. Part of deconstruction that I want to bring up is the reconstruction. Because
Mm.
Mike Holmes was good at that too, right?
Hmm.
He'd take something that was a disaster. It's all got to come down. And then when he left, all the people were so happy, and he's like had such nice hugs for them. And this is really what we're doing. It's like once we deconstruct, then we can build what we want. We can build what we know we deserve. We can build what we've learned we deserve. We can learn to be real. We can learn to take care of ourselves. We can learn to say no. We can we can learn that we deserve all the good things. And one of the things that I had to learn, and I learned it from some very loving people that I had in my life, and two of them were like Gord's parents. They just accepted me from the very start, like I was their own kid. It's like, are you kidding me? And I always thought if they knew who I was, they wouldn't like me because I hadn't done my work yet.
Hmm.
But they were, and I have some people in my life who are just such family people, and they've built legacy and family and all those kind of things. I'm like, you know what? I've learned from them that part of my reconstruction is to give myself all of the beautiful things that loving parents give and teach their children. And then we come into reparenting,
Hmm.
which is a whole other topic. But if you've done any inner child work, reparenting is part of that. And yeah, I've had great revelations about reparenting myself because I didn't have an example. I didn't have examples
Hmm.
in my own family that were acceptable for me. So much so that I didn't even have family because I didn't know how to do it and was afraid to do it. And I don't regret that. But I had some beautiful people in my life who showed me unconditional love. They just were like the pivotal people in your life. I call them pivotal people because you remember the moment of revelation with them that they shared
Hmm.
with you, or you remember the
Hmm.
moment where they give you that opportunity, or they said, that's okay. I'm going to give you this anyway. or whatever it was, right? It's like, yeah. And then I learned, and I have some very good spiritual teachers who also taught me that, yeah, I am deserving of all the good things. And so that's how I've reparented myself now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So much so.
Yeah. I had a moment of reparenting just the other day, and I'll tell you the story.
I'd love to hear it.
I was watching some kind of thriller on TV. It was scary as hell because I'm not a good person when it comes to mystery and thriller. It's too much. My mind is
I'm with
very,
you.
yeah, my mind can go a million miles. I try to watch a Halloween show and then it's like, shut it off. Anyways, I'm watching this thriller, mid-level thriller. Nah, for me it's scary. And my pantry door goes and I hear this and I'm like, someone's in the fucking pantry. So my husband's upstairs with the dogs. I text him. I'm like, what are you
Thank
doing?
God he's home.
And he's like, I'm sitting upstairs with Willow watching the hockey game or whatever. He was watching the news. And I said, there's someone in the house. And he's like, yeah, you are in the house with Molly. And I said, no, the pantry door just opened and something sounded like it was pushing on that door. And he's like, well, go and see. And I'm like, I'm not going to see. So then he's like, just go see. So I went, and here in the back, the mound of COVID macaroni packs had slid and opened the door. Okay, so I stood there thinking, why do I have all these fucking pasta packs? So I started pulling them out. I had 52 bags of macaroni and other assorted pastas behind a bunch of stuff. So the pile gave way and opened the door. And
And
then
made
I
that noise.
and made that noise. But it was a pivotal point where I thought, why am I hoarding all this food? Okay, so just to be clear, 50 some bags of pasta. I have pastas in jars in that pantry. Then I have pastas in the cupboard. So you'll never go. If we hit like an apocalypse, you need to grab
Coming
Gord
up,
and drive here
coming up.
because
Yep.
I have enough food for us to last about 72 years. And I thought, why do I do this? Why this? And because I'm searching the Flip app for the next round of pasta that's on sale for 98 cents every week because I might need to get it because it's a sale. And then I thought, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to be frightened by a mound of pasta coming out of my pantry. So I started clearing all the stuff out of that pantry the other day. And I thought, I'm going to make a trip to the food bank because this is going to go bad before we can ever eat it. There's two of us. And then I kind of, as I'm loading this stuff into boxes, I'm thinking, what's that about? What? You weren't born like that. So I watched my mom hoard things, and they came from a very poor environment. So they, the Ukrainians, and they just cook and batch cook and put it away in a freezer. 3 or 4 freezers are full of shit that you never get to the bottom to. They're trunk freezers, and things are in there for 10 years, and it's kind of like, okay, this is not me. This is not who I choose to be. This is something I learned to do. Doesn't make any sense for my life anymore. I'm not living like that. And just that reparenting. And so that reparenting isn't something you set a date to do. It's all those
Yes.
little moments where you go, what is that about?
So good,
What the
Anastasia.
hell?
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
oh my
Hmm.
God, those food bank people are going to be like, yay, thank you. So you're so generous. And I'm like, no, I'm a little fucked up and I'm reparenting. Here's a box of food. Like,
Well, right, deconstruction and reparenting don't happen overnight. It's not something like, oh, I'm going to start tearing the house down today. It's like, yeah, you're going to be
but
somewhere and the house is going to start falling
yeah.
down on you.
But as I was packing those
Love
boxes, I
that.
started laughing because I was like, I'm
Wow.
terrified by my own bad habits. That
They
I
came to
was,
haunt you.
they came
Haunt
to
you.
haunt me.
I love it. Oh my, we can laugh about it or scary as shit at the time. And Adrian, when she texts you, that means you come. You
No,
come.
no, he's even scarier than I am. We don't watch a lot of scary movies ever.
I love it. I love it. So I don't really don't I have a question that I want us to answer, and you kind of really just did because but there's more, I know there is. But what is one victory that you can identify as a result of your reconstruction? Can you give yourself credit and celebrate it?
Oh, yes, I can.
Let's hear it.
I want to give credit where credit is due, and it's due to me.
Yes.
And I want to talk about that reconstructing from ground zero the relationship with your grown children. And
Oh,
I've got two on the way, and I have a daughter. She has no contact with me, and I get why she's no contact with me. So that's a work that I have to start working toward. And right now, it's very slow drip for me to come
yeah.
to terms with how to do it
Hmm.
because I don't want to mess it
Hmm.
up. I don't want to be controlling manipulator because that's who she knows me as. So how do I
Yeah.
approach that differently? It's very slow reconstructive for me, but I will give myself credit for having a lot of really open, hard conversations with my boys, being very vulnerable with them, crying in front of them,
Yeah.
letting them know that I'm not crying to manipulate you and guilt you. I'm
Hmm.
crying because that's the feeling I'm having, and I've swallowed it down for fucking 50 years and I'm not doing it anymore. And just a lot of conversations. Like I used to say to my boys, "Oh, just get over it." And now I say, "Tell me more about that. What do you want to do with that?" The coaching
Yeah.
definitely has helped me do those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I need to give myself some credit for that because I had to
That's huge.
reconstruct that after being a
Yeah.
very controlling, manipulative, sometimes abusive mom. And so
That's
that's part of my reconstruction journey.
well, that's huge. That's huge. And it's just a reminder. It's just a reminder that it's never too late and that
Hmm.
we can do, we actually can do better once we know better. I have a person in my life that always says, well, when we know better, we do better. It's like, well, except for you, you don't do better. You know better, but you don't do better. So, so I don't like that saying for that reason, but it is never too late. And when we learn these things, if we have relationships in our life that are meaningful, it's like if you want, and if it's something that your intuition is leading you to, it's like when we focus on things, things happen. There's
Hmm.
energy that goes towards things when we focus
Yeah.
on them, right? And
Yeah.
we can focus on the good things and the things that we want, or we can focus on the bad things and never get the good ones.
Yeah. And
So we can go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to add, like, when I said it was a slow drip toward reconciliation with my daughter, um, every drip is crucial to that journey for me because it's me making sense of how to go about it and making
Yes.
sense of the absolute ground zero vulnerability of there's a possibility that she'll still say, I don't want to have contact with you, even though you tell me all these things. And that for a mom is tough. That's tough for
Yeah,
me,
I
right?
can
So that
imagine.
slow drip is all the little
Mhm.
things that put into perspective, all the little conversations, all the little things that I see on TikTok or social media, or conversations with Janet or conversations with my
Mhm.
boys
Mhm.
about that. Come for me, it's all movement toward getting my logical mind around something I don't know how to do. I've never seen that.
Right.
I've never seen a mother treat a daughter respectfully. So how do I, and I didn't do that. So how do I get there? It has to be in little pieces that make sense to me. Because if
Right.
I rush in, I'll do a really bad job. Because
Right.
controlling manipulator Anastasia is going to take over when I'm
Yeah.
in a place that's not safe.
So your reconstruction is with little nails and a tiny hammer. It's not going
Yes.
in and throwing the roof
Oh
on and
no.
taking a brad
Nope.
nailer to it.
There is no Brad nailer and there's no air tank. This is like hit your finger with a with a really bad hammer.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
Huh.
I'm okay with that because I'm when it like you said, your intuition is leading you, and when it feels like the right time, you'll make it the right time. And it that you if we know better, we do better. Well, I know better, but the doing better is going to take me
Yeah.
what I need to take it. You
Yeah,
know,
it's like
like
how
I'm going to
how
take,
do I
yes,
yeah,
how do I do
how
it
do I?
properly and
Hmm.
respectfully and without any ties around it? No consequences, no ties. You do this or else, nothing like that.
Yeah, yeah, no conditions.
And honestly, that's foreign territory for me.
It's got to be freeing though to be on that path.
Yeah, I take every little drip that hits my cup. I'm like, thank you. I'm blessed. My cup runneth over, even though it's not full
Mm,
yet.
hmm. Hmm.
Because you're figuring it out,
Love
and that's
that.
what life
Yeah,
is.
yeah. That is victory. That's huge victory.
What's
It's
yours?
huge victory. Mine is my reparenting of myself.
Mm,
It's like, the very thing that I can't figure out is like, okay, well, yeah, I don't really understand that, but the reparenting of myself has allowed me to know that unconditional love does exist. Gord was the first one that showed me that. He was the first one that showed me I could trust someone
hmm
and um like in a big way, like every day, and like to take accountability. Like at reparenting myself is I never saw people take accountability for their bad behavior. They're still not.
hmm
Decades later, they're still not taking accountability. They're still not being honest with myself. I didn't grow up seeing that. So in reparenting myself, all of those things have come up. And so, yeah, even though, you know, that was one of my big revelations this year at Mother's Day. It's like, you know what? Mother's Day is always kind of painful for me because it's like everybody else is celebrating their cool mom, and some of them I know are like bullshitting me because I know their mother. Do you know how it goes? It's like you can say all the nice things you want about your mother. I know her. But then there's the real case of, there are some really nice people like my family that lost their mom last week. This is their first Mother's Day without her. And I'm like, I really feel bad. I really feel bad for the people who had really super nice, loving moms and the moms who are going the extra effort, doing the extra work to be that no matter what. And so this year I decided, because I'm, pretty proud of myself, and maybe I am bragging for, whatever, but my victory is I'm buying myself a Mother's Day present this year because I have reparented myself and I turned out pretty good.
Well, there you go. What are you buying?
Well, I'm thinking about red light therapy actually.
The mask?
No, I just go there and lay in their bed. That'd be time.
Oh, you don't want
Perhaps.
the lipo
Nah,
mask?
I want the whole immersion, man. I'm not going this
Mm,
part way. I want immersion. Yeah, no, I'm thinking about that. There's a couple other things. I did well, I spoil myself sometimes. But
mm.
this Mother's Day, besides my mama bear who adopted me, I'm gonna celebrate how I've reparented myself.
That's a good idea. I always have hated Mother's Day. I used to, when I was much younger in my 20s, I would call it Warden's Day because that was my nickname for my mom. She was Warden, right? Like,
Yeah,
and people in my life call her Warden, the Warden.
really.
Yeah.
Well, I still like it till mine decided she didn't want to be my mother anymore, I guess. And I was like, I had to accept that. Now it's like, well, look at me now. Again, here we go with Jenny
Yeah.
Craig.
Look at me now.
Sticks with me still.
We
Look
need
at me
to make
now.
some t-shirts that say that. Look at us now.
Right, with big stars on them.
Motherfuckers.
Right. Right
Later,
with
motherfuckers.
I love it. We put gold stars on them.
Yes, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
I love it. I
You
love
can
it.
even have large fries.
So we touched on a whole bunch of tough topics today in deconstruction, but I just want our followers to like just go with what you can and if anything comes up for you, like comment or let us know what else you'd like to hear us talk about. We're open to anything, as you can see. My husband goes, "You guys talk about some really deep shit." Because I run it by him, right? It's like, well, what's on this month? And I'll tell him, he goes, that's really deep shit. He goes, like that, kind of makes the face. And I'm like, yeah, I know it is, but this is life-giving material. And I
Hmm.
don't know how else to put it. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah.
The enemy probably wanted us dead, but we're not. And so we're giving life, and that's what we do in our podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
Um, even the small drips is still starting the journey.
So
So your cup
good.
runneth over. Also,
So good.
next time
That's very
Gord
true.
asks you what we're talking about, tell him that we're learning how to kill our husband. Spousal death, murder. That's what we're talking about all the times we've wanted to kill our spouse.
Anastasia, that will not phase him because we watch a lot of what we call in our house how-to TV, like Forensic Files,
Oh, yeah,
Snapped,
yeah.
Killer Couples, all those. So
Yeah,
he'll
yeah.
just laugh. He'll go, we all know all that. We all know that. You're gonna have to learn some new shit, he's gonna say. Anyways, thank you for spending your time with us. If today's conversation stirred up something in you, let us know. Also, leave a comment. And if there's something you'd like to hear us discuss, comment, contact us in the links provided. Until next time, keep owning your rewrite.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.